Hello Libra, Sun, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Libra, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Libra, let's get started. How does Libra currently view this relationship? All right, Libra, so we do have the Empress, we do have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Eight of Wands. The bottom of the deck, we do have, okay, the Ace of Swords to the Ten of Swords to the King of Wands, okay, to the Eight of Swords, and then we also have the King of Cups to the Moon, and then we also have the Ten of Cups out here. This doesn't feel like your energy whatsoever. I don't know, this feels like somebody else's energy. Whoever this person is, it's definitely somebody that you do have a lot of history with, is basically what I'm gathering. This person feels extremely torn to me. It's one of those things where it's like their mind is essentially telling them one thing about you and this dynamic that they share with you, and their heart is telling them something completely different. It's like their mind is telling them this is just not going to work out between Libra and I, but their heart's like, no, like it's going to work out. I know it's going to work out. So right now this person's experiencing a battle between what their mind is telling them versus what their heart is essentially telling them about you and this dynamic that the two of you essentially share with one another. Now, with the Empress to the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Wands coming out here, with that Seven of Pentacles energy coming out here, it kind of looks like you need time to really figure out how you want to essentially proceed forward within your relationship with this person over here. At the end of the day, you're trying to figure out like, okay, like what's best for me? What's best for me? Is it continuing to essentially remain with this person or not? So it kind of looks like you need some time to really figure out like how you actually want to essentially proceed forward. It just kind of looks like right now you don't really know how you want to proceed forward, and neither do they. Is basically what I'm getting. Okay, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we do have the Page of Swords, we do have the Two of Swords, and then we also, we have the Wheel of Fortune. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the King of Cups, and then we also have the Queen of Cups out here. Okay, in regards to how this person's currently viewing this relationship, I really want to focus on the fact that your person did show up as a King of Wands like energy. So a King of Wands is somebody who is just known for having a lot of ego and a lot of pride. Now, with all of that being said, you are dealing with somebody who, yes, does have a lot of ego and pride. So when something doesn't necessarily play out the way that they were hoping it would, or anticipating it would, or expecting, you know, it would, they tend to get like very, very frustrated. So currently at the moment, this entire situation is really, really frustrating them, is basically what I'm getting, because they feel like they're not really getting what it is that they want out of you and this dynamic that they share with you. It is basically what I'm getting. In other words, it's like this person sees like the potential, you know, for things to, you know, get better, you know, between the two of you and improve between the two of you. But at the same exact time, even though they see the potential for things to get better and improve between the two of you, there's that other part of them that feels like, well, it's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. Right. Again, the battle between like, you know, their mind and their heart. Right. And it just kind of looks like this person is trying to figure out like, okay, what do I honestly listen to? Like, do I listen to my heart in this situation, or should I just listen to my mind? What should I listen to? But if I could be honest here, I think that what this person is going to decide to do in the end is just simply listen to their heart when it comes down to you. Is basically what I'm getting. I don't see this person really listening to their mind or anything like that. I see this person, you know, deciding in the end to listen to their heart, primarily because they showed up as a King of Wands like energy. A King of Wands is somebody who's very determined to have it their way. You know what I mean? They're very determined to have it their way. So because this person wants you and, you know, everything that they've been able to essentially build with you thus far, and because this person sees the potential for this relationship to grow and evolve into something amazing, because at the end of the day, these are things that this person essentially wants. They're very determined. to get the outcome that they essentially want in the end, because they showed up as a King of Wands. So the likelihood, I guess, of this person listening to their mind and just accepting the fact that, okay, it's just never going to work out, is very unlikely to essentially happen, to be honest, if I'm being honest. How does Libra feel? Ooh, okay. Okay, so we have the King of Wands. Again, we also have the Knight of Swords, and then we also have the Emperor. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card to the Four of Cups to the Justice card. Yeah, this is them overpowering the reading here, which is kind of basically insinuating that when it comes down to how you feel about this entire situation that you currently find yourself in with this person in particular, you don't really know how to feel. And that's okay. It happens. I think that that's just kind of why we're not really picking up on how you actually feel about everything that's going on, because you don't really know how the hell to feel, okay? So this is them, like I said, overpowering the reading here. With the Justice card to the Judgment card to the Four of Cups, this person doesn't know what the heck to do. They don't know what the heck to do. They don't know if they should just continue to fight for this or just essentially give up. I just kind of feel like this person lacks like direction is basically what it is. And because they lack direction when it comes down to like what they want to do at the end of the day, this is what's essentially causing them, I would say, to essentially gravitate towards you. In other words, because they personally don't know what to do, they're going to find themselves essentially gravitating towards you in hopes that like you can tell them like, you know, how you guys should proceed forward and what this person should do in the end. Like, should they give up on you or should they not give up on you? Should they continue to fight for this or should they not continue to fight for this? They don't know what the hell to do. So, like I said, the only reason why they're gravitating towards you is because they're really hoping that, I guess, like, you could point them in a specific direction is basically what I'm getting. Because they don't honestly know, what to do. They're conflicted. They don't know what to do. They don't know if they're coming or if they're going. They don't know if they want to fight for this or not. They don't know if they want to stay or go. They just don't know. They don't know what they should do. This is why they're gravitating towards you in hopes that you can help them figure out, you know, if they should stay or if they should go, if they should continue to fight for this or if they should just give up now. Okay. Let's see how this person currently feels. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Six of Swords, and then we also have the Nine of Cups. Okay. In regards to how this person's currently feeling, I think that this is how they want to essentially feel within this dynamic that they share with you, which is, you know, something that they currently don't essentially feel. Going back to what I said, how they're experiencing that battle between what their heart wants them to do versus what their mind wants them to essentially do. I just kind of feel like this person is kind of sick and tired of this inner conflict that they're experiencing within themselves. I just think that this person just wants everything to like fall into alignment. Like they want their mind to agree with their heart and they want their heart to agree with their mind. And right now, that's just simply not the case. I do want to look at the Nine of Cups and Six of Swords really quickly. Okay. So we have the Magician to the Ace of Pentacles to the Eight of Swords. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's just kind of going back to what I already said about this person. It's like, yeah. Again, it's going back to that King of Wands like energy that this person harnesses. And you guys are very similar in your ways, believe it or not. I feel like you guys are going through the exact same thing now that I look at it, because you're showing up as an Empress, they're showing up as an Emperor, you're showing up as a Queen of Wands over here, and they're showing up as a King of Wands. So you guys are very similar in your ways. I think that it is safe to say that you guys both know what it is that you guys want with one another. However, what you guys both want with one another seems very hard and difficult to essentially obtain. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, y'all are both striving to have a very healthy and stable relationship, you know, with one another, because these are things that you guys truly want and desire to have as well as experience with one another. Well, you guys are currently not getting that right now. And I think that that does frustrate you. And I think that that does frustrate them. I think that even the same could be said about you, where you might even find yourself experiencing a battle between what your mind wants you to do versus what your heart wants you to do. The thing is, when it comes down to like what you guys are currently going through, because the both of you are still very much so emotionally invested, that's what makes it very challenging and difficult. You know what I mean? For the two of you to just get up and walk away from this. Because if your mind was in agreement with your heart, walking away from this entire situation will be very easy for you to do. Same applies for this person. If this person's mind was in agreement, if this person's heart was in agreement, with their mind, walking away from you would be a very, very easy thing, to do. But that's not the predicament that you guys basically find yourselves in. And considering the fact that you guys are both showing up as an emperor to an empress, when it comes down to the two of you as like individuals, which is something that I really do like about you guys, is that when you guys like see something that you guys want, you guys are very determined to like make it happen. Very determined to make it happen. Like, even though you guys tend to face obstacles along the way when it comes down to obtaining what you guys essentially want in this life, you guys are very determined to essentially make that happen. You're not going to stop until you get what it is that you want, just like they're not going to stop until they essentially get what they want. And that's just kind of how you guys are as individuals. I personally like that, about the both of you, that you guys are just two determined individuals that are not going to essentially stop until you guys get what you guys what you guys essentially want, which is something that I really do like about the both of you. But I just think that the frustrating part for you guys has a lot to do with you guys wanting the specific thing with one another and then trying your hardest to obtain it, but then facing all these obstacles, along the way. I think that it does kind of discourage you, just like it kind of discourages them. But you're too attached to what you want with them, and they're too attached to what they want, with you. I just kind of feel like they just want, I just feel like this person just wants everything to like be in agreement with one another. Just like I'm sure you want that as well. You want your heart to agree with your mind, and you want your mind to agree with your heart. You don't want to experience an inner conflict where your mind's telling you to go this way, but your heart's telling you to go the complete opposite way. You don't want to go through that or feel that way. And the unfortunate part is that you guys are both going through that. You guys are both basically going through that. Okay, let's keep going. What actions will Libra take towards this person or moving forward? See, that's like the thing, right? Yeah, that's the inner battle that I was kind of sensing. That you are more than likely going through. It's like your mind is telling you, like, yo, like, it's time to wrap this shit up, right? Between you and this person. But it's like your heart's like, but no. Like, I just know things could get better. I just know that things could, essentially improve. You're experiencing the only inner conflict here. Because that's the thing, right? Is that... And you guys are both going through this. That's the thing. If you guys choose to listen to your heart, let's just say hypothetically speaking, y'all choose to listen to your heart when it comes down to one another and choose to continue to make this work or remain with one another. You guys are starving your mind of what it is that your mind essentially wants you guys to do, right? Which is to leave, right? Let's just say hypothetically speaking, you decide, I'm going to listen to my mind, and they're going to listen to their mind. Let's just say that you guys decide to do that. You guys are starving your heart of what your heart essentially wants you guys to essentially do, which is to continue to remain with one another. So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like a double-edged fucking sword, basically. You know what I mean? Because if you listen to your mind, well, you're breaking your heart in the process. And if they listen to their mind, they're breaking their heart in the process. But if you choose to listen to your heart and they choose to listen to their heart, you guys are basically robbing yourselves of that peace of mind that you guys truly want and desire to have within this dynamic that the two of you basically share with one another. And considering the fact that you're a very cerebral individual, because you are a Libra, peace of mind is everything. Peace of mind is everything to you guys. You guys need peace of mind because of how cerebral you guys are. You guys are very cerebral, very logical individuals. And when you guys don't have that peace of mind, it makes it extremely challenging and difficult for you guys to even complete daily tasks, to be completely honest. But I think that all air signs tend to struggle, with that. You need peace of mind to get daily tasks done. You need peace of mind, to just simply do what you got to do. And when you don't have that, you become very, very paralyzed. You know what I mean? Very, very paralyzed to the point where you can't really complete daily tasks. You can't really do this. You can't really do that because you're stuck in your head. And it might be the same, possibly, for this person. I am definitely getting that. It might definitely be the same for them. But what actions will this person take Doom, 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 doom. Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups, we have the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the Hierophant. Well, I don't know. Again, it's that battle. It's that battle. It's that battle. Their mind's like, just stop. Just stop the madness already and just walk away. Just give up, you know? But it's like their heart's like, but no, because we love them, and because they have many reasons as to why they should stay, by the way. Well, no, because I love Libra, and I'm never gonna find someone like Libra ever again, and I'm never gonna find a connection like this again. And Libra's somebody that I can see myself spending the rest of my life with, and Libra's the one that I want to get married to, and Libra's the one I want to have a family with, and Libra's the one that I mesh very well with, and I'm extremely compatible. I mean, the list goes on and on, honey. The list goes on and on. The list goes on and on. It just kind of looks like the two of you need to it just kind of looks like you guys need time to figure out where you guys want to be. That's just what it is. You guys need time to figure out where you guys want to be. But I think that you guys both know. That's the thing. I think that you guys both know that you guys find yourself in a situation where it does appear to me like a double-edged sword. Just like, damn if you do, damned if you don't. If you walk away, you're breaking your heart in the process, and you don't really want to go through that. But if you stay, you're robbing yourself of that peace of mind that you truly want and desire. And that doesn't seem like a good idea either. Same applies for this person. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation. Something's going to... Man, this is fucking complicated now that I think about it. Like, I'm like, yeah, this seems pretty freaking, because it's a double-edged sword. That's what it is. It's a double-edged. It's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Something's gonna have to take a hit here. Something's gonna have to take a hit, whether it's your peace of mind and their peace of mind, or your heart and their heart. Something's gonna have to take a hit here. Something's gonna have to take a hit here. And that's kind of, I feel like, how you guys are both looking at the situation, because they know that if they throw their hands up and just say, fuck it, like, I'm done, like, it's gonna kill them. You know what I mean? Not literally, but like, it's gonna devastate them to get up and walk away from you and call it quits. It is, because something's gonna have to take a hit. You know what I mean? It's either their peace of mind's gonna take a hit here, or their heart's gonna take a hit here. And when it comes down to their heart, man, taking a hit here, they're just, man, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to go through all of that. I just don't know if I want to do that. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Queen of Swords. You got the World. And then we also have the Nine of Pentacles. It's just, okay. So it's like, the thing is that, okay, not only, let's just say, because we're just kind of diving into this person's train of thought real quick, okay? When it comes down to like them like leaving the relationship and just deciding to throw their hands up and give up, not only do they know it's going to devastate them and break their heart to the point where they will hit a state of depression, because they know that they will. They also feel like if they were to throw their hands up and just fucking give up, right, and walk away from this entire situation, they would basically be walking away from someone that they love. They would be walking away from somebody that means a lot to them. They would be walking away from somebody that honestly they don't really want to essentially be without. You know what I mean? And they also feel like if they do this, the likelihood of you guys ever getting back together is probably never going to happen. Like, this person feels like if they get up and walk away from this relationship, they're never going to see you again. They're never going to see you again, or you'll never accept them back, And I do believe that that is very much so true. I think that if this person were to get up and walk away, the likelihood of you accepting this person back into your life ever again is probably never going to essentially happen. I think that you would force yourself to keep this cycle closed out between you and this person. And I think that deep down inside, on a soul level and on an intuitive level, they know that. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I really want to live with that reality, or do I not want to live with that reality? That's just kind of what they're going through. Do I really want to live with the reality of never having Libra again, seeing Libra again, or being with Libra again, and just simply being without them? You know what I mean? or not, you know? I just think that I think that it's going to take some time, you know what I mean, for you guys to figure out where you guys want to be. But I do want to get some advice for the both of you. What advice can you give me? Doon, toon, 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 toon. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ten of Swords. You got the Nine of Swords. And then we also have the Hierophant to the... Okay, so this message... This message is actually for the both of you, okay? What Spirit wants the both of you to do is do what honestly does feel right. Do what feels right. Do what feels right. Do what feels right. Do what you feel that you're called to essentially do on a soul level, okay? And in this case, it does appear to me that what you guys are both being called to do on a soul level is continue to work at this dynamic here between the two of you. Because how do I explain this? And this goes both ways. I would say for the both of you, it doesn't feel right to be without them. And it doesn't feel right for them to essentially be without you. It doesn't feel right. It feels like something you guys shouldn't do, right? Which is basically walk away from this dynamic. Is like the best way that I can describe, you know, what I'm seeing here and what Spirit wants to convey to the both of you. Do what feels right. Do what feels right. Do what your soul is being called to do. Not your mind, not your heart. Do what you feel your soul is being called, you know, for you to do and for them to do. And from the looks of it, it looks like your soul it is calling you to continue to work at this. And it looks like their soul is telling them to do the exact same thing. Is basically what I'm getting. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Four of Cups. We also have the Tower. And then we also have the Two of Cups out here. So let's talk, you guys. Let's talk, okay? Another thing, too, that you guys both have to keep in mind is that you guys are showing up as the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, okay? When you look at your significant other, you can recognize the things that they need to essentially work on and change within themselves in order for this dynamic between the two of you to work. And your judgment of them is something that this person needs to trust. They need to trust. So when you tell this person like, yo, like, you really do suck at communicating, they need to trust your judgments. Okay, instead of getting defensive and like, I don't have that issue, like, they need to trust your judgment. Vice versa, Libra. When this person tells you like, yo, Libra, like, yo, you ain't the best at communicating. As a matter of fact, you actually suck at it. You need to trust this person's judgment. You need to trust their judgment. You may think that they're wrong. You might even believe that they're wrong. You know what I mean? But you need to trust their judgment. And this is the thing with the King and the Queen of Wands, right? Is that they have the ability to spot and identify what the other person needs to work on and improve on in order for this dynamic between the two of you to work. What tends to happen with the King and the Queen of Wands and why they're known for having a very toxic and unhealthy relationship is because they don't think that they're the problem. They don't think that they're the problem. So when, you know, you tell this person like, yo, you suck at communicating, you know, this person gonna look at you like you got 10 heads. Like, I don't suck at communicating. You suck at communicating. And if this person were to tell you like, you know, Libra, like, you really need to work on, you know, you need to work on your communication skills with me. You just need to. Like, you're going to look at them like they got 10 heads. Like, nah, like, I don't need to work on anything. Like, you're the problem. I'm not the problem. But see, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Is that the reason why the King and the Queen of Wands are known for having a very toxic and unhealthy relationship is because they don't trust one another's judgment. What you see when you look at them and the things that they essentially need to essentially work on, they don't see. They don't see. They don't see, Libra. They don't see. So when you tell this person, yo, you suck at communicating, they don't see that. They don't see that. You know, they don't see that. They think, in fact, that they're great at communicating. You know what I mean? Even though you're just like, nah, like, you kind of, no, you really do suck at it. I'm being honest. You suck at it. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, no, I don't suck at it. You suck at it. You see what I mean? And it's like, you guys have to trust one another's judgment. With the Four of Cups to the Tower coming out here, I'm gonna be honest, this this is a phase that you guys are going through within your marriage and a relationship with one another. This is just a phase that you guys are going through. So with that being said, is it going to be this way forever between you and this person? No, it's not going to be this way forever between you and this person. This is why Spirit is advising the both of you to do what you feel called to do on a soul level. Forget about what your mind wants you to do and what your heart wants you to do. What Spirit wants you guys to do is focus on what your soul wants you to do and what their soul wants them to essentially do. And from the looks of it, it looks like your soul is calling you to continue to work at this, just like their soul is continuing to call them to essentially work at this. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't feel right on a soul level, not on a mental level, or what your heart wants you to do or anything, or what your mind wants you to do. Like, let's just focus on the actual soul here. It doesn't feel right to walk away from this relationship on a soul level. It does not feel right. It doesn't feel right. It don't feel right. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't. And that's, something that you guys need to pay close attention to, is what your soul wants you to do and what their soul, wants them to essentially do. Not what their mind wants them to do or what their heart wants them to do. Same applies for you. Like, what does your soul want you to do? What does their soul want them to do? And it appears to me that, your soul wants to continue to work at this. So does theirs. And that's what you guys are being, essentially called to do here. Okay. Is basically what I'm getting. All right. So with that being said, that is your advice. You guys can obviously take it if you guys want to. But here's one thing that I will say. Okay. You may have, your reasons to be done with this entire situation, and they might as well. But the thing is that if you guys were to, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, part ways, the likelihood of you guys revisiting this connection all over again is very, 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 very likely to happen. So I say all of that to say this: it is freaking pointless for the two of you to part ways from one another if you guys are just going to run right back to one another at the end of the day. And I'm pretty sure you guys are probably thinking, no, that's never going to happen. I'm never going to go back to this one, and I'm never going to go back to Libra. That's fine, whatever. But you guys will run back to one another. That is going to happen. It's going to essentially happen. It's going to happen. I'm telling you that it's going to happen. So as far as ending the marriage, ending the relationship, it's pointless if y'all are just going to run back to one another, because you guys would be basically forcing yourselves to do something that neither one of y'all want to essentially do. And this is why people end up running back to one another over and over and over and over and over again, because they may have reasons to be done, but they're not done with that person. And this is why, people, break up and make up, break up and make up, break up and make up, because when they do break up, they're not at their wits' ends. They're not. Nowhere fucking near it. And this is why they revisit it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? So that is what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys here.